Hi there, in this video we're going to look at something called pre-comping. It's not part of the animation tips, but we need to do it about now before we can carry on with the rest of them. We're going to do it because we're going to start bringing in all of our icons. Can you see they all start appearing now? Okay, they all do their little animations. But what we don't want to do is have a big, really messy timeline. We just want every icon to be on there by itself, including the little noises and the pops and the circle burst all together. Let's go and learn what a pre-comp is. Okay, to create a pre-comp, okay, we're going to select the 3 layers that we want part of it. Why are we going to do it? It's just because we're going to duplicate this there's about 10 different icons we're going to use, and our timeline is going to turn to mud when we have 10 times 3. That's 30. I can do basic math, but it's going to be near impossible to work with in the future. So what we want to do is just group them together so that they're locked into a nice little unit that we can reuse. So select all 3 of them. Okay, select the top one, hold shift, select the last of them. So these 3, there's bloop, icon 1 house and circle burst. Right click one of them and go to pre-compose. We're going to give it a name. We're going to call this one icon 1 and click OK. And nothing really changes. You can still see it's all still there on the timeline. If I drag it back and forth, it still does its little thing. But what's happening now is that they're all just tied into this one little layer. And all a pre-comp is remember earlier on we did this one called overshoot? We created a new composition and went in here and started dragging it and building it manually. All that's happened, if I go back to value of sleep, is that Dreamweaver has done that function for us automatically and built that comp out of those layers we had selected. There's no physical difference between the comp that we made called overshoot and this new one called icon 1. Okay, that's the pre-comp, okay, but really just the comp, if that makes sense. So to edit it, I can go inside of it, double click, go inside, and I'm seeing my comp just by itself on its own little timeline. Okay, so I can work in it nice and separately, the 3 little layers, but I can go back to my main comp and it's nicely tied together here. I can double click it down here as well to get into it, and I can switch between it using these little tabs. These are the 3 comps that I've got. So it's inevitable you'll end up with more than one comp, especially if you're opening up somebody else's work or working with a template. So this gets even better if we want to, say, adjust this king, okay, and we'll switch it out for the different icons. Let's look at doing that. First of all, I want to adjust it because for some reason my starburst starts far too early now. But it's because we're playing around with that expression and the timing's all off now. So what I want to do is go inside of it, double click it, okay, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit, plus, okay, and down here, I want the starburst just to start earlier, okay, so starburst, circle burst, okay, to start earlier. Actually, I need these to move further away because I'm stuck at the front here. Still not enough time. So star starts, that looks better. Cool, so now I can go back to my value of sleep, check this out. Okay, mine's running a bit slow at the moment. You can turn your resolution down to quarter, okay, so it's not stressing the machine out so much. There we go, and I'm just gonna get the timing right. Cool, so we can see the value of pre-comps, okay, all these little compositions made for us. Now it gets even better when we want to reuse this comp, okay, but switch out the icon. So what we need to do is don't copy it down here, you need to copy it in your project window. Down here is just gonna make 2 versions of the same icon, and if we change one, it'll change both of them. But if you duplicate it up here, the easiest way to duplicate it is to select it up here in your project window, go Command-C, Command-V on a Mac, or Command-C, Command-V on a PC. It even names it icon 2 for me. Okay, so I've got 2 versions. They look the same, but they're actually disconnected. So I can double click icon 2. I know I'm inside of here. There's icon 1, icon 2. And what I need to do is I need to update this icon here. Okay, so it's this thing here, icon 1 house. I would like to switch it out. I could manually just delete it and drag it in, but I'd lose all of that lovely easing that we've done and that expression that we've applied. To make this a little bit more automatic, I'm gonna open up my files panel. Okay, I'm gonna bring in some of the icons. So the next one is icon 2 girl. I can just drag it to my files here. Okay, it doesn't go in the right place, get in there. Okay, and there's icon 2 girl. I already had one from earlier on. Okay, but that's how you drag them out and get them as part of your project file. Then what you can do is you can have this guy selected down here. This is the one we want to replace. Remember, we're in icon 2. Hold down the Alt key on a PC or the Option key on a Mac and just click, hold, and drag our girl on top of this guy and he switches out. Too easy. Let's go back to the value of sleep, our main comp. Okay, and you'll see we've still only got icon 1 on here, so let's grab icon 2. So there it is there. Drag out icon 2. Okay, and there it is in the top corner there. And where am I going to put it? There's going to be a bit of a room issue soon with all these icons. So we're gonna have to position it, okay, using the black arrow, and we're also gonna have to play around with the timing because it appears right at the start. Okay, so just drag him along till after this, and where does he go? So my wife is there, so get it to kind of be around this. Play with the timing. That's not bad. Okay, so you can see once you've done it once and done all your easing and got things going, you can repeat this process by duplicating your comp and just switching out the image inside. It means that if you've got something that has to be done every month, say it's some sort of emailer, publication, presentation thing that gets rolled out every week or month, you can use the same animations but with different graphics. We'll do one more together and then we'll speed up the process. So you copy paste, double click it to open it, find it, select it. Where's my files? Actually, I don't even remember what we're doing next. Let's zoom out. Okay, megaphone. Then sleep. Okay, so back into my icon 3. Where's megaphone? Megaphone. There you are. Instead of dragging it across, I'm adding it to the project. It doesn't really matter. There you are. Get into my special folder. Okay, I'll drag you across. Back to my comp. Drag icon 3 on there somewhere. There you go. Get the timing right. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Okay, to megaphone, about there. Cool. So I'm going to kind of bulk do this now. I'm going to duplicate all of these and then replace all of these in one go. But we're going to do it in fast mode because you don't want to watch me do every single one. All right, engage fast mode. Okay, come back in. Now, even though it got sped up, you probably noticed it was not the smoothest of my operations. I don't know why, brain fog. Okay, but you should be able to get into a little bit of rhythm with that. One of the things I want to show you is, first of all, I've forgotten to make a sleepy icon. So just ignore that one. It goes from monster all the way to coffee. You can make your own sleepy icon in there. And one of the things I wanted to show you is you probably saw me lift this up. See this little bar here? Okay, it's a little bit hard to get. It's between these two panels here. You can kind of make it bigger and smaller. I did that because I didn't want to show you my super shortcut until now. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to show you the super shortcut because you end up with quite a big panel. You can see down here my timeline's quite complicated. So what I want to do is two things. I just noticed vignettes down the bottom. Get them all the way at the top. Happens all the time. And let's say I want to make this a lot bigger. What I can do is wherever your mouse is hovering above, you can hit the apostrophe key. Often it's tied together with a tilde key. On my keyboards in front of me, I've got two of them. It's underneath the escape key. Often though, it can be over next to your L or P key, depending on the type of keyboard you've got. It's the little squiggly line or the apostrophe. You might have to hit a few of the buttons. And wherever your mouse is above, watch, it makes that whole panel really big. Okay, so if you've got your panel really small, okay, and you just want to tap it over it goes really big. It's wherever your mouse is hovering. So this makes that screen bigger. If you want to go into your library, hover above it, tap it, big, giant library. Okay, your effects and presets, hover above it, giant effects and presets. You're getting the picture. Can be handy in this project window as well, and you've got lots of files. So wherever your mouse is, tap it on and off to jump back and forth. I'm going to move mine up like that and hit save, because that is it for pre-comping and grouping. Let's hit save and get on to some more animation tips.